welcome back. Sorry, this is as good as it's going to get today because I'm going nowhere today. It is a just overcast day, just blah day. I've got tons I need to do around the house, so I figured it's going to be a no makeup day. Plus I needed to like moisturize my skin really well. It was feeling really dry. All right, so not that y'all hear about that. I am prepared just in case the waterworks, because I'm telling you, whew, this week, I've already been in my feels this morning. I'm going to try to compose myself, but going through the comments, I see I'm not alone, which I didn't think I would be. I really didn't think I would be. I knew that y'all might not turn on the waterworks like I do, but I know y'all were going to be feeling the same way I'm feeling this week. So it's a beautiful week. It's a beautiful love story, but it is a very emotional week for me personally. I find myself going through the house as I'm cleaning and stuff, just singing that song, Who Am I? Who am I that a king would leave his throne and glory, come down to earth as a man, go through everything he went through, knowing he was going to die on a rugged cross. I mean, for me, who am I? It's just mind-blowing, but I'm so grateful that he did that. I'm so grateful he willingly did that. And I just, there's no words in the English language to adequately express how I truly feel about that and about him and everything. And it's an emotional time, but it is a glorious time. And thank goodness we have the chance to be saved and to make it to heaven with him. So we're going to be reading from our little book. Got to talk to somebody, God. This is what the cover looks like if you want to try to find yours. Several people have said they've been able to find it online at different places. So that's it. We've got to talk to somebody, God. A Woman's Conversations with God by Marjorie Holmes. So we're just going to open up our book and read those. Most of these I've already read. We're getting really close to being through with this book. Okay. If you have this book, we're going to be reading from page 18, and it's under the grouping, I Was So Cross to the Children, and the topic is For an Unexpected Child. Now, if you don't have children, you still may want to read this. And if you're not of the childbearing age, you still may want to hear this, because the Lord has used this little book to take things that we would not ordinarily think about and minister to us, such as cleaning out a refrigerator, just making a bed, just things like that, unexpected company. And he has used those things, Marjorie Holmes' prayers, to minister to us. So he may do the same with this one for all of us. So, well, I know he will. We're here for a reason, right? So let's just see what he has to say. Dear God, it's true. We're going to have another child, and I am aghast. I am stunned. I didn't expect this. I didn't want it, and there's no use pretending. To you or to myself, I don't want it now. With so many childless women longing for babies, why have you chosen me? You who are the author and giver of life, as the prayer book says, why not one of them? Why me? Why me? I don't need or want this gift. I'm not grateful for it. I don't understand your ways. Someday it will be a great comfort to you, the doctor says, and some deep, abiding instinct assures me he is right. But this is a small comfort now. Then there is that other cliche, the Lord will provide, and you will, financially you will, you always have. Yet I don't want to have to wait for that proof either. Provide for me now. Provide for this child. Provide me with the love and joy and a feeling of welcome for this little, new, unexpected life. Wow, she really didn't want that baby, did she? And, it would be very easy to sit here and from a mother's perspective, like just cast all kind of judgment on her, like we tend to do from time to time when we just can't understand somebody else's thought process or why they feel the way they do. We just can't understand that because it might not be the way we would react. Then we therefore, well, I say we, but y'all, I mean me, okay? I mean me. I might cast judgment. But who am I to judge, just because she had this reaction, at least she was honest with herself and she was honest with God. And I've said so many times before, there's no use in trying to lie to God. He knows. And he knew the minute he blessed her with this baby that she was going to feel this way, that she was not going to understand, that she was going to question him. He expected that. He knew that. He was not caught off guard. He was not surprised. He knew it. But he also knew there was a reason why he did this. And although I don't know Marjorie Holmes and I don't know which child this was, I don't even know how many children she had. I don't know whatever come of this, her feelings about this. But I just have to believe in my heart that she grew to love the child, and it turned out to be one of the biggest blessings God had given her. And it was a blessing that she didn't ask for and she didn't want, but he knew she needed. And that's why he's God and we're not, because he will bless us with things and situations and circumstances that we may be looking at like, why are you doing this to me? Why? I didn't ask for this. I don't want this. I don't need this. And he's sitting up there saying, but you do. I'm God. I know all. And you're going to see why if you just go along with me. Go along with me on this one. Humor me. I feel like sometimes God's like, oh boy, just humor me, Donna. Just humor me. I know what I'm doing. Like when we're raising our kids, we make decisions for them when they're not old enough to make decisions for themselves. We make decisions for them. And looking back, well, I've even been told by my kids, I didn't understand why you did this, and I didn't understand why you said that, and I didn't understand why you would do things this way. But now that I'm on my own, I get it. I understand. Same thing with God. We may not understand his ways, his reasonings, his whys, but one day we may. And then there are situations and circumstances that come along in our lives that is from God that we may never understand why. But that's okay too. That's okay. He's God and he knows what's best. I believe that he expects us to have questions. He expects us to question why. Raising my kids, I expected them to have questions. I expected them to question why I did certain things and why I said certain things and all that. I expected that. Not a problem with me. How are you going to learn if you don't ask questions, right? And I feel like God looks at us like that. He has used my role as a mother to kind of help me understand mine and his role. Like, I'm his child. He's the parent. He's my father. And he's let me know, just like you've done with your children, it's that way with me and you. And I love that about him. So I'm reminded of a time when Delana was little. It was around, she was between 2 and 4. I'm not for sure exactly what. And I can't even really remember what the situation, what it was that I was telling her not to do this because she was going to get hurt. I can't remember what it was, but I remember the whole, I would tell her, don't do that, you're going to get hurt. Don't do that, you're going to get hurt. And I would tell her that repeatedly and remind her, don't do that, you're going to get hurt. And then finally I had to let her get hurt. And it wasn't nothing bad or drastic or anything life-threatening or anything like that. But she would not listen to me. She would not listen. And so I had to let her realize it was not going to be a pleasant experience. And she got hurt. It was nothing dangerous. And as soon as she did, and I realized that she was hurt, and she realized she was hurt, what did I do? I scooped her up, and I loved on her, and I soothed her aches and pains, and she never did that again. You know, when I told her the next time, don't do that, you're going to get hurt, she remembered. I don't need to do that, I'm going to get hurt. But in her pain, even though she didn't listen to me, and even though I tried repeatedly to warn her and tell her what was going to happen, she didn't listen. And then finally she had to learn what I was talking about. And then the next time it was like, okay. Now that wasn't every time I would tell her not to do something, but I just remember that experience vividly because that's how God is with me. And he has used that particular time in my life of raising my kids to remind me whenever I'm in a situation or when I get that little nudge from him, like, Donna, don't do that. You're going to get hurt. Donna, don't do that. You're going to get hurt. And it's like, do I want to chance it and find out if he's right? Like he's ever wrong. Or do I want to listen, heed his warning, and not get hurt? You know? And I just love that about him. I love that he will nurture us and take care of us. And in doing that, sometimes he gives us those little unexpected things that we didn't ask for and we didn't want, but he knows it's for our good. I've said in the past that Delana was never planned. After I had Cody, I never wanted to have another child because I had such a traumatic birthing experience with him, and I didn't want another child. I didn't. And it wasn't that I didn't want a child. I didn't want to have to go through the process of getting a child, you know. But sure enough, the Lord gave me that little unexpected miracle, that surprise that I had told myself I did not want ever. And he knew what was best for me because she has been a joy, and she has been the greatest gift he ever gave me, that he's ever given to me that I did not ask for. And I just thank God he knew what I needed. Even though when I didn't know what I needed, he knew that in this day and time that I'm in, at this place I am in my life, how much I would need her. And she's been, oh my gosh, she's been my friend. I've had to be mama. There was a separation where I was mama, but I also wanted to be her friend. And now that she's grown and on her own and married, I can be more her friend now than I have to be mama. I mean, the mama role is still there. I'm always going to be mama. I'm always going to be mama. But now I get to be her friend. And to have a best friend who has been with you through it all, has seen it all, knows everything about you, and loves you anyway, doesn't judge you, doesn't condemn you for things that you've done, is a blessing. And I did not know at the time that God blessed me with her that I was going to need her so much. Now, I didn't feel like Marjorie Holmes when I found out that I was going to have Delana. I was over the moon excited and couldn't wait for her to get here. She couldn't wait to get here either. She tried to come early many, many times. But she was I fell in love with her the minute I found out I was going to have her. And it was that unexpected surprise that I didn't ask for. I didn't want. I didn't think I needed, but God knew. God knew I was going to need her the way that I do. And I just love that about him, that he knows everything about us, y'all. He knows our deepest thoughts. He knows where we're going to go in our life. He knows at what stage things are going to happen. He's not caught off guard. He's not surprised by anything that occurs in our life. We may be. He never is. And he always knows what's best for us. Even the unexpected child. Even the unexpected whatever it may be. There's a reason he allows it to happen. He will never allow anything to happen to us that will hurt us, like our salvation, I'm saying. I mean, we may hurt through certain things that happen to us, but he will never allow anything to happen to us that will be detrimental to our souls, I should say. that will hinder us and block us from ever having the opportunity and the chance to go to heaven. Anything that he allows to happen in our life, if we allow his will to be done in that situation, it will work out for our good. Sometimes I keep saying we, but y'all, I mean I am my own worst enemy, and I get in the way of the Lord and maybe deter some of the things he has for me. And there have been times that I have totally blocked some of the things he's had for me just because I'm human and I get in the way. But I ultimately try to pray his will in my life, whether it be the expected thing or the unexpected thing that comes my way. I always try to pray his will. And in praying that and meaning it, we also have to be willing to accept what happens. And sometimes it can be pleasant and sometimes it can be painful, but it's always for our good when it comes from him. I love y'all. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it blesses you. I hope it gives you something to ponder on and think about. That I kind of get that from her prayers. I'll find myself, like, I'll do these devotions, but I'll find myself thinking about it all through the day and having different thoughts and insight and all that. And I don't know, it's very thought-provoking, I guess you could say. And I really enjoy that about her book and her writing. Undoubtedly, I'm sure the unexpected child that she truly did not want, it all worked out for her good. Maybe I need to do a little research on Marjorie Holmes and find out what happened with that situation. The curious cat, right? I love y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.